Hey, you ever been to Chancellor Park? That's where I live. My name is Tavin Dillard. I live in Chancellor Park. I mow lawns, mowing, edging, grass cutting legend. I sure am glad to join me here on this podcast. I want to let you know what's going on in my neck of the woods. Now, I started out years ago on the YouTubes and then the TikToks and the Instagrams now and the whatnots. I got the websites, the tavindillard.com, but right now, I want to clue you into what's happening in my neck of the woods on the Tavin Dillard podcast. You here? I'm here. I'm glad you joined me. Now I'm going to send it over to myself. This is like the pre-introduction, but let's get on to the real show today. I'm glad you joined me here. Bank, bank. Well, hey, y'all guys. Welcome to the Tavin Dillard podcast. We already in 3 episodes into the 10th season of the Tavin Dillard podcast. I got a little information for y'all today about, a boxing lesson that happened at Coach Hicks Boxing Gym Thunder Punch this week. Not your average boxing lesson. Didn't go how probably anybody hoped it'd go. I can tell you that. And a little city poo news, too, going on in the town because it's the city poo season. I mean, soft open this week. You know, school ain't out, nothing like that, so it ain't full-on, full-bore summer city poo yet. But I'm telling you, we got some news. I wouldn't tell you that if there wasn't no news to tell you. That's what I'm telling you is I wouldn't tell you if there wasn't something to tell you. So I got something to tell you. You know I got Tavin's Lawn Care Services, mowing, edging, grass cutting legend. Well, I do. And that's what I do, and that's what I've been doing. It's just been busy, busy, busy. But I ain't been too busy to do a few other things. As you know, Team Burger Shed, that's the book I wrote about how my adult league softball team came together in our very first season. So I hope you can get that. I was doing a deal, you know, we had a little thing going through just this past weekend where if you got the book, if you purchased the book, you get my signed, I mean, it's an autograph, y'all guys. It's an autographed rookie card, softball rookie card of me, yours truly, Tavin Dillard, with my stats on the back. You know, tells a little bit about me, the player, but I mean, hey, if you wanted a mint condition autographed rookie card, well, that bird has flown away now. But I mean, it ended this past weekend where if you got pre-ordered the book, that autograph card will come with it. I will tell you though, I'm going to Wichita Falls May 31st. If you listen to this on the day it comes out, you know today's May 21st, the Tuesday. And in 10 days, I'll be in Wichita Falls, and I will have some, I don't know how many I'm bringing, a few autographed baseball rookie cards there. And I have some copies of my book. But if you ordered the book already, it ships on May 25th. I think May 25th. Yeah, so in 4 days, it's going to start shipping. So next week, if you already ordered your book, you're going to have it in your mailbox. And if you ordered it before May 19th, then you got yourself an autographed rookie card coming there to your mailbox with you. So there's a lot to look forward to like that way. I'll put a link in the show notes. You can still buy the book. I mean, that's what I'm telling you, but that card ain't coming with it at this point. But I will have some stuff at the show if I see you in person in Wichita Falls. So that's things to think about. You know, every week, this is like a radio show. If you know a lot about technology, you know, maybe you've got technology at your house, like a calculator, toaster. This is like that. A podcast is very much like a calculator and a toaster. So you probably understand what's happening, that this is like a radio show. It's for your ears. And so in a podcast, there's different things. And one of the things is the show notes. All that means is if you go to your whatever application you listen on, boy, now do I have to explain application? But I can't spend a whole podcast explaining every term that I'm going to use to help explain my podcast. But anyhow, let's say you listen on the Spotify. And then you see the picture there. There's a picture of my face. That's Tavin Dillard Podcast. And if you look at the Season 10, Episode 3, there's a list of things like, oh, this is what today's podcast is about. And then below that are them links that you can click on. That's what's going to be in the show notes. It's a Team Burger Shed book. Is that it, Tavin? No. I'm going to put the link for the tickets to Wichita Falls. If somebody's in the Texas area and you want to make that show, there's still tickets. My show's called Front Yard Trampoline. I ain't bringing a trampoline. That's just the name of the show. So tickets there. And I'll put a link to my shirts. You know, I had that Donuts for the Haunches shirt launch May 1s. So that's the newest shirt. And, you know, donuts do a lot of, there's a lot going on. Personally, donuts, I like to eat them. I like to talk about them. I like to make videos and share them with folks so that they can be educated on the benefits and the strengths of a donut. Okay? That's firstly. Now, B, the other thing is, if you're going to be getting into cannonball season, softball season, and you think you can do it without haunch strength, you are sorely misundercalculating what you need to get these things done. And you don't want to be that person. So anyhow, I'm going to put a link to my shirts in there. Yeah, Donut Haunches, the Newtown Map shirt, Early Bird Gets the Perm, Crow Funyun, Burger Shed, Rachel Christine, Watermelon Helmet, Turkey Salmon, Peg Leg Possum, you name it. Tavin's Lawn Care Services shirt, Cannonball Champ shirt. All them shirts are going to be, well, this be one link, and then it'll take you to them. Then you can kind of scroll the library of shirts, as they say. So anyways, that's all in the show notes today. Long story longer, that's what you're going to find in the show notes. Was the whole podcast today, episode, Tavin, is it all about the show notes? Oh, no. We just getting started. Coach Hicks had a 5K a few months ago. You might remember that. I don't know how far it is, but people ran far enough to get tired. You know, that was pretty tired at the end of that thing. Everybody that finished, not everybody did finish. But anyhow, it was a fundraiser for Thunder Punch. That's the boxing gym that Coach Hicks owns. Now, you probably know Coach Hicks is a man who wears many hats, as they say. Mostly a cowboy hat, but he's the head lifeguard at the City Pool. He was my PE teacher years ago. He ran the Long John Silver's the next county over when I was in high school. Had a double cab truck with air conditioning. So being a school teacher and a Long John Silver's manager, he's pulling in that money. Anyhow, now where we at now is he is currently still the head lifeguard at the City Pool, and he also got that gym, Thunder Punch, and he is training his softball team. So what I'm saying is, from that 5K a few months ago, he was able to raise money, and he got some new equipment for his gym, and now he's down there training, you heard me right, adult softball league team, the one that he's sponsoring, Thunder Punch, and he play on it too. They training. Now, I ain't never heard of just your adult softball league team training for nothing, you know. But Coach Hicks personally is building a softball team, and nextly they going to be good. They got some heavy hitters. Bickham's All You Can Eat Catfish Buffet, they got some big boys too. Coach Hicks, he got new mats, that's what I'm saying. He got new mats with that fundraising money from the 5K. He got kettlebells, they like weights. You lift them and you can carry them, get haunch strength and all that. Different size of these weights, depending on the strength you have in your haunches to accurately carry them. That's the one you choose, I guess. It's a pretty big deal. Of course, folks is boxing down there too. Of course, it ain't just a gym. They got a little ring that folks is boxing down there. They had a raffle here recently. This is where the story really comes together about what went down there this week. They had a raffle here recently at the nursing home. And somebody won the raffle, and the prize was a free boxing lesson at Thunder Punch, okay? So imagine, if you will, you in the mess hall at the nursing home. It's where they have bingo, games. That's where they have a lot of recreation games. It's not the recreation room, but it's where they have activities and events that you don't do in the recreation room. Recreation room's got a ping pong table. They got a foosball table. I think they got a little arcade game in there too. There ain't a lot of, it's not a big room, and it's got a sliding door that leads to the back of the nursing home. Don't matter no how. All I'm saying is this raffle and this event was held in the mess hall, not in the recreation room. And I'll just get to the point. Dewey Morton won a raffle for a free boxing lesson down at Thunder Punch. If you know anything about Dewey Morton, he original prankster. He a jokester. Dewey Morton is mischievous. Sore mischievous. The idea was that Coach Hicks or somebody that works at Thunder Punch would come to the nursing home to give that lesson. Well, Dewey Morton insisted that he get to go to Thunder Punch for his lesson. He's always thinking of how to get out of that nursing home, trying to escape. He got ideas. He's trying to steady Shawshank Redemption it and figure out a way out of there,
So why wouldn't he say, let me go to the gym for a lesson. Let me go to the real gym. Don't train me here. Train me at Thunder Punch, you know. That's what he's saying. And he's always trying to find a way out. Well, once Dewey's family signed some agreement that he could do that, the nursing home asked Cricket to take him over there, and they asked me to help too. So me and Cricket are steady, you know, escorting, bodyguarding, I don't know whatever, to Dewey Morton down there. I could call him Dewey Gordon. He tried to speed away like Jeff Gordon. Anyways, Dewey can move, no doubt about it, but I'm quick and wiry myself. I can catch Dewey if I got to. So Coach Hicks, who's training his softball team, has to interrupt all that to give a boxing lesson that he wasn't even sure anybody'd take him up on. You know, a nursing home resident taking him up on a boxing lesson that he gives away free at a raffle. Well, Dewey Morton sure did. Dewey Morton would. Dewey Morton could. Dewey Morton did. Dewey Morton loves to wear coveralls. He's a tall, slender fella, got quick little feet, but he can also make himself small. He's hid under the ping pong table at the nursing home more times than I can count. That's in that recreation room, the one with the sliding glass door in the back I was telling you about. And anyways, who trains for softball, by the way? Who trains for adult league softball? I ain't talking like you a college softball player or something like that. I have to say it's a little intimidating seeing like an official softball team training at Thunder Punch. I mean, guys from my team, we might meet up and play some pickup basketball or go fishing, but we ain't calling like real life training sessions. Well, the good thing about me and Cricket helping with Dewey's boxing lesson is that I'm like an inside man seeing how the competition's getting ready for the softball season like that away. So that's, I guess, like the win part of it all. We get down to Thunder Punch, and Ricky Don Pearson, he's playing ball this year. Apparently he's playing with Thunder Punch. He owns the laundromat in town, suited me up. He's a volunteer firefighter. He was on Team Burger Shed a couple seasons back. Hey, good old fella. I think he took a season or so off. Anyhow, Ricky Don got a motorcycle now. And as soon as Cricket parked her car, Dewey Morton got out and he made a beeline for that motorcycle. And I seen him right away. I was like, Dewey, get away from that. And he's shuffling over there at a pretty good clip. Cricket hurries over to Dewey too, and he just turns to her and he says, Evel Knievel. And I was like, you ain't no Evel Knievel, Dewey. Boy, he turned to me, and he looked at me with a stare that could make Mabel Childress go quiet, and he looked at me just dead in the eyes, and he says, I'm better. Now, like, I insulted him by even comparing him to Evel Knievel. You know, Evel Knievel's like that motorcycle stunt fella from years gone by. I mean, that fella could do some tricks. And I said, well, that may be true that you better than him, Dewey, but you here for a boxing lesson, not to ramp Ricky Don Pearson's motorcycle over to Grand Canyon or whatever you're thinking about doing. And about that time, Coach Hicks comes out, and he kind of herds Dewey his way. Is this the boxing champ? You know, Coach Hicks calls out. He's kind of laughing. I was like, this is him, Coach. You think you can handle him? And Cricket said, yeah, take him on in there. I'm going to stand with him. You know, Tavin's here to help me. And Dewey goes into the entrance. Cricket goes into the entrance where Coach Hicks is standing in his boxing shorts, his bare feet, a tank top, and a cowboy hat. He was steady sweating, so I know he'd been working out already. Come on in here, Mr. Morton, said Coach Hicks. So they get inside of the boxing gym. Cricket do too. I kind of instinctively circle around outside to the back of the gym. I just kind of look out on the field behind the gym and I check out the day. And sure enough, a couple minutes later, that back door flies open and out pops Dewey Morton trying to make an escape. I grab him by the elbow and I turn him back into that gym. Your boxing lesson's in here, Dewey. About that time, Coach Hicks hustles out of that gym holding a sparring helmet. And a second or two later, Cricket pokes her head out. And Coach Hicks like, I turned my back for a second just to grab this helmet. And Cricket's like, I had to go to the bathroom. And I just told him that's why it takes a village to wrangle in Dewey Morton. I mean, we needed three of us there because Coach Hicks turned his back to grab a helmet. Cricket went to the bathroom. Well, then that leaves who's going to watch Dewey? Well, thankfully, I was out that back door when he tried to make a run for it. And Dewey said, I thought the lesson was out here. I said, no, you didn't. Get back in there. Coach was hot. He's like, don't you do that again. I'm liable to take you to the mat. And Dewey just kind of cracked that grin on his way back inside Thunder Punch like he knowed what he was doing. It was a mischievous grin. Sore mischievous. Well, about 15 minutes later, Dewey had tried to put one of Coach Hicks' cowboy boots on his hand like a glove. And he'd already TP'd the ropes on the boxing ring with a roll of toilet paper he yanked from Coach Hicks' boxing gym bathroom. Well, that was it. Right there, that was it. He done it. He done too much, Coach Hicks. Firstly, didn't think anybody was going to take him up on this offer from the nursing home. B, didn't think it'd be Dewey Morton. And nextly, didn't think it would go down as bad as it did. Like, you couldn't imagine it. But Dewey lost his boxing lesson privilege, and he's back at the nursing home. And that's why you can't have nothing nice, Dewey. Coach Hicks ain't about to be played the fool. You don't become head lifeguard at the City Pool and run a Long John Silver's in the county next over by being a pushover. No, sir. Speaking of City Pool, I told you earlier, I had some news on it. They had a soft open this week. School kids, like I said, they ain't rushing there yet, but a couple classes started. More on that in a minute. And I was able to get in and see how them haunches is feeling. I had to test it out. I'm like, well, if I'm the cannonball champ, it's cannonball season. Let's see what can be done here. And the verdict is, they feeling good, y'all guys. Them haunches are feeling good. How good? Let's just say if I felt any better, I'd have to be twins. I mean, real good spring on the board. You know that is a factor in a good cannonball. My form is definitely preseason form. I will admit that. But I'm feeling good. Hitting the water, everything's feeling right. You know what don't feel right, but is familiar? The water aerobics class that Coach Hicks is teaching at the City Pool. The nursing home is really giving folks a chance right now. I mean, because, well, you already know that Dewey Morton got a day pass to Thunder Punch. It got revoked, and now they're letting another resident take a water aerobics class at the City Pool. And yes, I'm talking about the same class that Meemaw and Mabel Childress is in. Now they tossing in a nursing home resident in the mix. Who is it, you ask? Doreen Fundle. Doreen's mischievous too. Don't hear me say that she ain't. Don't hear me say that. But she ain't no Dewey Morton. Not by a long shot. So she ain't going to try and escape the water aerobics class. That ain't the problem. Ain't nobody worried about that. Doreen Fundle's a water baby. She loves the water. And she loves stuff that's in the water. She got a pet goldfish named Captain Thunderboots. He's got a lot of needs. But folks don't pay attention to all them demands. You know, it's like Meemaw and her baby dolls. Them baby dolls got demands, but them are really what Meemaw wants. Oh, Beatrice Gail Merton, she sure could go for just a little crushed ice, you know, in a cup from Sonic, and then a can of Dr. Pepper on the side, and then you can pour it, come to the trailer and pour it for Beatrice Gail. I'm thinking, Beatrice Gail don't drink no Dr. Pepper. I mean, well, she don't drink Dr. Pepper either, but she don't drink no Diet Coke, can on the side, crushed ice. But it's the same thing with Doreen. Does Captain Thunderboots really need a dolphin throw pillow, a cherry Coke, and a picture of Tom Selleck? Probably not. So Doreen gets brought down to the water aerobics class, and she brought Coach Hicks an apple. You know about that? You know, it's fruit. You know, steady, just regular, you know, standard red apple kind of thing. I guess it's like a first day of school thing. You know how in yesteryear, baby folks still do it. They teach her an apple. And I don't know if that's a first day of school thing, a last day of school thing, a I'm in trouble thing, I'm getting a B-, I want a B kind of thing. I don't know. But you know about them apples. I'm like, well, it's the first day of this class, so maybe that's what she's doing, you know, bringing the teacher apple. I don't know. Coach Hicks took it from her, because what else is he going to do? You know, when somebody hands something, you kind of instinctively reach out your hand to take it. That's what happened with me and that black nana at I'm.G. Watkins' house. Well, Coach Hicks looks at that apple and he says, Doreen, there's a bite out of this. And she just say, Captain Thunderboots got hungry. Well, Coach Hicks don't know nothing about Captain Thunderboots, so he says, who? Doreen went ahead and told him about her goldfish. And that's when he kind of knowed what he was dealing with at that point, I think. Once he gets this speech about Captain Thunderboots from Doreen, he's like, okay, I see who this gal is. Then Doreen said, drop that apple there that you got, drop it in the Shelley end, and we can all bob for the apple. That's Doreen's idea, you know. It ain't her water aerobics class. She ain't in charge of it. She got signed in for it to do that stuff, but she ain't in charge of leading the class and coming up with ideas. And I'm for sure can tell you, Coach Hicks wasn't about to start a bobbing for apples in the Shelley end of the City Pool. But before Coach Hicks could say no, Doreen grabs that thing and she tosses it in, and then she dives for it. So, boy, it went quick. Well, Doreen likes to wear a wig, curly little perm of a wig, and that thing didn't make the dive with her. That's right. And about that time, the other water aerobics gals are making their way in from the locker room. Meemaw looks out in the pool. She sees a curly wig, looks like a matted gerbil floating on top there, and then Doreen's wrinkled little feet are out of the water, and Coach Hicks is diving into the rescue. So that's what Meemaw walks into when she step out toward that city pool. And she shuffle over there to be closer to the action, and by the time she gets over there, Coach Hicks is carrying a wigless Doreen Fundle out of the water, and in her hand she's holding an apple with a top pair of dentures stuck in that apple. Her little mouth is curled in like when you do when you take them teeth out, and she just hollers, "I got it!" Well, Coach Hicks can't hardly believe this. He goes, "You ain't got nothing. I got you." You know, he's carrying her out the water. And he got to be really down on how things are going at the nursing home after this week. I mean, he might have had a thought like, boy, I really, want to help people that aren't as young as they used to be or whatever. But after this week, I don't know. I mean, Coach Hicks has had 2 in-depth encounters now with them residents this week, and neither of them's been great. Doreen and Dewey ain't doing nothing to help themselves or the nursing home or the nursing home relationship with the community. I'll tell you that. I mean, it's just a bunch of no win right here. Meemaw was not happy, I can tell you this right now, with the attention Doreen was getting from Coach Hicks. I ended up having to wait with Doreen while they called for the nursing home to come pick her up in a van. They had a nurse on standby that was there at the pool, but she got dropped off too. She didn't have no van, so they had to wait. Anyhow, the soft open for the pool was not all they hoped it would be. Off to a good start, and boy, it took a turn quick. Once you got a loose apple and somebody's trying to basically eat it in the shallow end, you got to clear the pool and clean things up. So then everybody was doing the right thing and was wanting to swim or wanting to do whatever, dive or cannonball, they can't be in there now till things get cleared up. Mabel Childress never did show up for that soft open. Probably better that way. If she's there and Meemaw's there, it's just going to be, and then you got an apple and Doreen Fundle's wig and her dentures in the shell end somewhere, not attached to her head, either one of them at that point. Come on. Well, that's how that went. I did get a little cannonball time. I did get my haunches kind of woked up. It's just in time for the softball season, which is starting real soon. Team Burger Shed, we as ready as we can be for our first game of the season. We decided it should be a hoot. It's like riding a bike, except it's a whole team. And you don't want to put a whole team on a bike. That time at the city pool helped me get limbered up, though. I'll tell you that. I'm ready. I hope you are too. Softball season is here. Cannonball season is here. And just the summer season is, boy, peekabooning upon us. But I better get going, y'all, guys. I better hit it for today. Thanks so much for joining me today on the Tavin Dillard podcast. I appreciate it. You can check them show notes. I steady went over them, at the beginning. But Wichita Fall ticket, Team Burger Shed book, any of my shirts, you email me, tavindillard@gmail.com. You can text message me, 501-322-6249. You know what? Somebody texted me in the last week and a half about can I give their uncle a shout out on the podcast, and I forgot to text them back. So I just say, hey, uncle, thanks for listening. And I guess all y'all can include your uncle in that now, since I don't know that feller's uncle's name. So way to go, uncle. I guess I'm going to have to follow up on that. But anyways, I'm just starting to kind of think out loud about that. But check them show notes for all that is going on. And leave me a rating this week if you can, wherever you listen to, the Apple iTunes, or Apple Podcast, or the Spotify, or wherever. If you can leave me a rating, that means a lot. That really helps. And a comment, too. I like them. And that lets me know that you listening and what you think about them. All of it helps. All right, y'all. Wichita Falls, Texas show's almost here. I sure hope to see you there. And again, it's time. I got to get the glove out. I got to get the Team Burger Shed hat on and get down to the field soon, because it is almost softball season. Appreciate y'all joining me today. Oh, hey. If you ain't had to try to give a boxing lesson to a nursing home resident who wore your own cowboy boot as a glove, and TP'd your boxing ring with toilet paper that he stole from your gym bathroom this week, you having a pretty good week. Me, I'm Tavin Dillard. This is the Tavin Dillard Podcast. Till next time, y'all guys. We'll see you later.